Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the Conversations with Daniel. How are we all doing? Here it is, December 5th, when I'm recording this broadcast. I look forward to hearing from so many of you. Thank you so much to all of you that have joined not only my YouTube channel, but my Spotify channel as well. Thank you so much. It's awesome to begin to connect with you, to get started, and to be able to have the conversations that we all need to have. You know, sometimes we need to have some hard conversations, and there's some conversations that they're kind of ugly. They're not the most fun conversations to have. Now, are they? And yet, we sometimes need to have those conversations and get them out of the way, and to understand where we are, what's really going on in the world. And as part of this great awakening, we have so many wonderful opportunities to be able to realize, to research, to understand, to comprehend what is really, really going on. And there are so many things. I mean, so many rabbit trails you can go down, so much research out there. We have so much information available to everybody if you're willing to do the work and research and understand and pull apart the layers of your belief system and to remove those things that do not serve you. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it's going to make a lot of you mad when you first find out the truth of what's really been going on. When you really find out that so many of the situations, so much of what the media especially has pushed upon us and tried to program us with since really the beginning of the news media, there really has never been good, clean, fair, and balanced news media, regardless of whether they say that. You know, hypnotically, they say fair and balanced, or we report only the news, or whatever their logo is for their news station. And yet, the more that they say that, the more fake it is, the more of acting it is, the more unreal it is, the more it is a lie, the more it is an illusion. But you know how many of us have said, but I saw it on TV. I know I saw it on TV. And now with AI, even more so. And I love AI. I love the software that I use to record these podcasts. I just click the AI button and it fixes for me. It takes out all the pauses. It fixes my voice, makes me sound better than I really do. And I love that. It's incredible. AI has an incredible place in our world. And I'm so thankful to be alive and to be able to use AI. And, I know that there's a lot of AI I don't even know about, don't even use. I'm looking forward to finding out more about it. It's pretty incredible and amazing. So I'm actually excited about that. You know, a lot of people have bit the fear bait. A lot of that fear bait was pushed upon us by that news media again, folks. Why do we keep listening to that news media? I don't get it. Like, we want to be informed. We want to know what's going on, but we keep going back like a dog returning to his vomit and somehow thinking that they're telling us the real news. It's most of it, if not all of it, is fake propaganda. They are actors and agents. When you begin to understand that, it really will boggle your mind. It will make you furious at first. But when you begin to peel the layers of the corruption back and to understand just how corrupt our government is, then like, it's earth shaking. It will shake your faith to your core. And then this is what happened to me and so many other different people through this great awakening have actually deconstructed from our religious belief systems as well. And I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm going to tell you the problem and a lot of the situations of why we're in is not only do we have the fake news media, but our churches have been infiltrated by the exact same agents. And there's a lot of corruption in the church. There's so much abuse. I mean, we are literally in a situation right now where um, there are court sessions going on involving the arguing over whether it's okay to mutilate children. How in creation or evolution have we reached such a level to where we are literally dealing with that it's even remotely okay? We have people who are pushing um, you know the the mutilation of children as if nothing is wrong with it, as if it won't harm that individual for life. And the thing of it is that a lot of people don't realize this has been going on underground. There has been, child sex trafficking that has been going on for a very long time. And that's something that is commonly censored to this day. And hopefully, we'll be able to keep our podcast up as we're having these conversations, and it won't get taken down because of the fact that I said that. But that's a whole nother story. Was the censorship? They don't want the true news getting out, and so they would rather keep, the things the shootings and things like that in our forefront to push their propaganda and to be able to push their agenda. And I'm going to quite frankly shoot it straight to you, because I'm going to tell you I believe in calling a spade a spade. All right, so we have to sometimes let you know this is the reality of what's really going on. I'm going to tell you what the Democratic Party does to you. There's some Republicans that have done the exact same thing. But we're removing those. We're getting rid of those establishment and mainstream corrupt politicians. But I will tell you what the Democrats do, and the Marxists, they will discard you when you're done with you. And that more than likely is what has taken place with the CEO that was murdered yesterday, is that they no longer needed him. Just remove him. That's the type of mafia type stuff that goes on. And that's a fortunate thing for some of you that are holding on to the Democratic Party. It's what your grandma did and you voted. I mean, the area I live in North Carolina, you would be amazed how many Democrats are in this town. And there's a church on every corner. And it's not doing them any good. They are voting the way they are voting because grandma did. And I'm going to tell you, the Democratic Party is not the loving, wonderful, peaceful party that you've all been programmed to believe. When they're done with you, they will discard you. They will turn their back on you and go as far to remove you off the face of the earth if they feel necessary. That's who they really are. The true, authentic selves are being shown. We are seeing what's really, really going on. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people think that Trump is going to take revenge for what was done to him. And in a lot of ways, he should. But that's not what he's about. He's about getting justice done, about fighting crime, removing corruption from the earth. There are people, we need to have justice done. Justice is important. Justice is what we need. The hard part is that a lot of people, especially here in the South, again, I'm originally from California, but I've been in North Carolina not enough to understand the South believes that they're going to rise again. They believe that the revolution's going to involve guns, bloodshed, all that type of thing. And I hate to pop your bubble, especially if you're from the South and you believe that this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to say it never will happen, but I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. The revolution that we are part of Make America Great Again, of Make America Healthy Again, and all those wonderful things we heard at those rallies by our leader, Donald J. Trump, that were part of that movement. All of those things make America safe again, make America powerful again, make America first again. Those things are to be done peacefully, but we hold the line through strength, but peacefully. And if you notice, that's what we have always done. Even the January 6th situation, the real patriots were peaceful and did nothing wrong. The left will try to tell you and lie to you and say it was an insurrection. They'll say it was worse than September 11th. That is the biggest lie. The amount of people who died in September 11th is not compared to the situation and what took place there on January 6th in 2021. That whole situation has been misconstrued. A lot of lies, a lot of misinformation, and the news media has gotten away with a lot of that with their lies, and they continue to do it over and over and over and over. And so this revolution that we are a part of is very important. And it's important for us to understand we need justice to be done. It's not our job to go out in violence and be the judge, the juror, and the executioner. That's not what it's about. And if you think it is, you've totally lost the entire understanding of what this is going to be about. Because this entire golden age requires that the corruption be removed. That means corruption has to be removed from our government. Corruption has to be removed from our White House. It is a beautiful thing to understand that Congress finally is realizing the understanding and the importance that we, the people, voted for President Trump to be our next president because we want this corruption removed. And we also want the administration branch that we don't vote for to be removed, to be downsized. They have been in there for far too long, have been making laws, and they've been running things. They're part of the cabal that Donald Trump has talked about, the deep state, the reptilian creatures that have been ruling our government and have controlling literally the world. Because what's going on in the United States is also going on all the way around the world. And sometimes we can get so tunnel vision where we're like, well, this is America. Well, there are things going on in France. There was a situation I haven't delved into, something that happened in the parliament yesterday that basically was the fall of France, it's my understanding. There's situations going on in South Korea, North Korea, China, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, places all the way around the world. So many different things that are taking place all the way around the world. It's actually incredible and amazing. And what most people don't understand, in 2020, we saw the pandemic. That's what most people realize. Most people don't understand it was actually a military and government operation that was taking place that literally took place all the way around the world. It was a lockdown. In a way, it was kind of a quiet martial law that took place all the way around the world. There were people who were arrested that the news media won't tell you about because they get a bit complacent in telling us the truth. They have messed up, they've screwed up, and as a result, they're starting to trip. We have a situation that happened, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was this morning. Joel on I believe his name is Joel Scarborough, right? I don't even listen to him. MSNBC. Man, it's a mouthful. Donald Trump calls that the was it the DNC, NBC? Because it's basically what it is. And we had Joel tripping. I mean, and yelling at his listeners because they're losing ratings. They are falling apart, and that's a good thing. It's our job and our duty as citizens of America and of the world to ensure that the death of the news media does indeed happen, because we are the real news media. We always have been. We've just been afraid to share our voice and to help people to understand. We are the eyewitnesses that are on the ground. We are understanding what is going on and are here for such a time as this. We are part of the Great Awakening. I would not say we're awakened, but we are awakening, because every day we uncover new layers of understanding. We have not arrived. There's nobody that has arrived. Anybody who declares that I have all the truth, I have all the intelligence, things like that, you will find that eventually they don't, and it will catch up to them. And they tend to turn on other patriots, on the people who actually may have the new information, and they'll try to shut them down. And instead of joining arms and realizing we're all in this together, it becomes more and more divisive. And that's something that is absolutely not what we need. It's not necessary. It's a waste of time. It's absolutely a waste of time. But we have all known that there is so much government waste. They used to call it pork spending. There's so many different names that have been used for it throughout the years. We have always known that the government has been absolutely wasteful with spending. I mean, just look at what Joe Biden did yesterday or the day before, of promising Africa $1 billion. Like, why would he do that? Other than it's America last. It's giving our money that we don't even have to everybody else. They want to cause a recession. It is misspending, mismanagement that causes a person. But imagine a government that is so messed up that we are living in a time to where they are trying to put us into a recession and destroy us and destroy our lives. Unfortunately, I'm not going to say I don't know whether we're still headed in a recession or not once Trump comes in. We're going to have a rough ride there for a little bit. It's not all going to be fun and games. We've known that. We've been through this before, and we're going to go through it again. But there's a lot of different things that are being set up. We have this the Doge, the new Doge department that with Elon and Vivek, that is absolutely incredible and amazing. That they are looking at where we can cut this wasteful spending in America, and they are already looking to cut $2 trillion. But can you imagine how corrupt our government is and the people who work for our government, that it turns out through investigation, and this is something that Elon actually has pointed out, and you can go on his X page and you can back this up, that he's brought to our attention that only 6% of federal workers show up full time and actually do their job. Only 6%. That means 94% of federal workers are getting a paycheck and not even showing up to work. Yes, I understand. We can blame some of that on COVID, but it's 2024. That stuff is long gone. It's not a result of that. It's a result of the corruption that has been going on. To finish that story, it turns out that if you exclude security guard and maintenance personnel from that 6%, only about 1% of federal workers are actually showing up and working full time. How in the world is our government even operating like this with all these people getting paid to literally do nothing? Part of the problem is that every single president and every single administration has come in and has started new departments and ended up not really doing anything with them. And rather than laid the people off and closing that department down, the new guy came in and opened another one and another one. And they've just kept people on the payroll literally for years. And this, does this sound familiar? That's why it's so great that Elon Musk is part of this new government, at least from an advisory standpoint. And we have another great CEO, Vivek, having him to be part of it as well. These men, and being businessmen, understand a little something about budgeting, about running a business. You can't run a business in the red all the time. It's very difficult. But here we have a bureaucracy that has made it okay. That is, we could just continue and limp along and continue to spend money and be wasteful. It's absolutely ridiculous. And so, remember when this happened before? Twitter. Remember Twitter? All those people that Elon found, they were having parties, weren't showing up for work, what working. And remember how he said, you've got to show up and work full time in the office? And how many people resigned on the spot? More than likely, these federal workers are going to resign because they don't want to have to actually show up. Imagine having to actually show up and work your shift. I mean, isn't that what you and I have to do? I mean, if you have a job where you can just get a paycheck, let me know. I'm apparently in the wrong business because I work hard for my money. I work my butt off. I'm driving around. I'm a delivery driver. And just today, I was up in Winston-Salem, Statesville area. I had about what was it, 4 or 5 stops delivering, and got those knocked out, and barely made it back in time for closing. I was cutting it close. Um, and I enjoy working. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it's why I do what I do, but I can't imagine not working. I can't imagine. I mean, I'm literally considering adding another job to make it through this economy. I mean, this economy was absolutely destroyed by the Biden Harris administration and our local governments here in North Carolina. What they did to 2020, they tried to shut down small businesses. It has certainly not been easy for, as a small business owner. I have a small business as well. Staying afloat, keeping the rent check going, not getting behind on the bills. It's not easy. And we've had to fight to move forward, to keep our business open, to be able to, where small businesses don't have all the advertisement that large businesses have. And so it could be really, really rough. A lot of people are not told the truth about what it's really like to have a small business. It takes about 7 years to even make a profit. Most people don't tell you that. And so most businesses don't even last a year. They don't even last their first year. They end up closing their doors. So it's a blessing every year to be able to continue as a small business owner. But it takes work, it takes dedication, it takes showing up, it takes coming and doing the work. And here we have 1% of our federal workers even doing their job at all. Imagine why the government is so broken. Imagine why, you know, we are in the situation that we are today. And once again, I'm thankful for podcasts. I'm thankful for social media, for citizens who have got on TikTok, YouTube, whatever platform to speak and to show what's really, really going on in their community, to take charge. That's what it's all about. It's about we, the people, taking back our power, understanding our sovereignty, understanding that we have the power and ability to be able to rule our lives quiet and peacefully with all godliness and honesty. That's what it was supposed to be about. And however it has come into to where, we have no peace. There's so much crime going on all the way around. And part of it is because we have not seen justice properly being done. The criminals continually to get away. But that's going to change with our new government. That's what is coming down to. Corruption has to be removed from this earth for the golden age to become in, for the blessings to be able to come in. And who would want that? You would think that all of us alive would want that. But there's a lot of propaganda out there. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of influencers. There's a lot of people telling you how to think, what you're supposed to be thinking based on your race. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to inform you with what I find, have the conversations, maybe make you think, maybe make you see a little bit something. But I'm not going to tell you based on your race how you should be voting, how you should be thinking. But that's been going on for far too long. The whole identity politics is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that we've reached a level to where people literally believe that you get voted in or don't get voted in based on your race. It has nothing to do with that. We are voting people in based on that they will get the job done. And that's what's going on with these nominees. And even why we voted in Donald Trump. I don't know how many times I've had people tell me in the last 12 years, you know, it's about 12 years. People have been saying, "Oh, I can't vote for Donald Trump. I mean, he has been married 3 times and divorced, and this and that, the other thing." And I'm like, who cares? It's not about how many marriages it has. I'm not even interested. I don't even care if a guy had an affair or how many women he had sex with. I really don't even care about that as long as it's legal and it's, there's no situation with that where it's a problem. But the past is the past. I want to elect people that can get it done. I, in the past, have voted for people that seemed on the surface to be great family men. They're on their first marriage. They got, look at George W. Bush, for instance. Seemed to be a great guy, other than he was basically alcoholic there before he became president. But, he seemed to fix that and, seemed to have a lovely wife, 2 daughters. As far as we know, everything was wonderful. But then you begin to delve into the rabbit trail about that, and you find out that the Bush family is part of a Bush crime family. And it's eye-opening to come and understand. And, here's the thing. And we've had people, we have the Clintons, for instance, great, wonderful Christian people, right? And then you find out what they're really involved with. And then you find out that the Bushes and the Clintons are all related through the Rothschilds. And on and on and on. And you find out Obama's related to all of them. They're all cousins. And then you begin to wonder what's really been going on. And you begin to wonder why we accepted some of the things we did. Bush, the dad, put us in the United Nations. He pushed the New World Order. And there's so many different things that we could delve into and have those conversations about. But at the end of the day, we are here today on the precipice, like I mentioned in my last podcast, of a new year, a new day, turning a leaf in our government. And I hope that we will see very, very soon these nominees nominated, put in lightning speed, because it's essential for us to remove this corruption, to continue forward with this revolution, not only here in America, but around the world, to ensure that the removal of corruption is done peacefully and that our government is held accountable, because we have a constitutional right to make sure that our government does not overstep their bounds. That's part of why this Constitution was set in place. And it's one thing for people, the left especially likes to do this and talk Constitution, Constitution. We believe in the Constitution and all these type of things. But what is better is the people that stop talking about believing in the Constitution and actually believe in the Constitution, put it into practice, get the job done. And that's where we're headed with this coming government, is actually getting the work done and removing all the government waste. So I don't know about you. I'm excited about it. I literally can't wait. We are down to, I think it's about 46, 45 days now to the inauguration. And we look forward to great things happening. Once again, thank you for following and liking and sharing my podcast. I hope it is a blessing to you and encouragement. And, we look forward to talking to you very, very soon.